Happy Monday! KidNuz is straight ahead, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Gaming just took a seat at the head of the class. The makers of the hit app ABC Mouse have created Adventure Academy, an aged-up immersive online world that will challenge and entertain your teens and tweens on the subjects they love or need the most. 8 to 13-year-olds can jump in on quests and earn rewards for their avatars, all while supporting their learning in math, science, social studies, coding, and more. And they can do it on a tablet, smartphone, or computer. And for a limited time, KidNuz fans get special treatment. Use our promo code and get the first 2 months for only $5 by going to adventureacademy.com/KidNuz.
Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, October 16th, 2023. And we begin with the House of Mouse turning 100. On this day in 1923, a very young Walter Elias Disney set up an animation studio in Los Angeles, persuaded his brother to join him, and branded it the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio. Success came slowly. It took 5 years for Steamboat Willie, starring a mouse named Mickey, to become their first smash hit. 10 years later, the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs launched the company into the stratosphere with a valuation these days of $154 billion. Today, Disney will celebrate its centennial anniversary and all its success by releasing a 4K restoration of Snow White on Disney+. If you have that movie or any other classic on DVD, you might want to keep it in a safe place. Physical discs are going the way of the dodo bird, with Best Buy following Netflix's lead and announcing that it's officially getting out of the DVD business. Following this coming holiday season, the retailer says it will phase out the sale of discs in-store and online. In a statement to Variety magazine, a spokesperson said, to state the obvious, the way we watch movies and TV shows is much different today than it was decades ago. The week-old war between Israel and the Islamic terrorist group known as Hamas has turned into a war of words in the U.S. From coast to coast, supporters of Israelis and Palestinians turned out in force in cities and on college campuses this weekend, all hoping to have their competing voices heard. The loud but mostly peaceful protests are in response to the unprecedented violence unleashed on Israelis by Hamas in a surprise attack 9 days ago, and to the humanitarian crisis now unfolding for Palestinian civilians in its wake. Parents and teachers, we've put links on our resource page to help start conversations about the headlines and images and about the long, complicated history that preceded these tragedies. And then there were four baseball teams still standing in the race for the World Series. The Houston Astros have made the American League Championship Series for the 7th consecutive season. They're facing the Texas Rangers. Game 1 was yesterday. In the National League, it's the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Arizona Diamondbacks with their first game tonight. Who won't be in the World Series conversation? The 5 best teams from the regular season. They went 1-13 in the playoffs, and that, according to ESPN, made this year the first in baseball history that none of the top 5 teams reached the championship series. How does one bring in at least $94 million in one weekend, set a box office record, and still fall shy of expectations? It only happens when you're the hottest thing in entertainment. Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour movie was predicted to bring in north of $100 million on its opening weekend, but early estimates put it in the $94 to $97 million range. AMC Theaters will announce final numbers today. The movie's already blown the previous concert movie record holder, Justin Bieber, for Never Say Never, out of the water, and has the potential to topple the Joker for biggest October opening in history. For the moment, Taylor's mind might be elsewhere. She made a surprise cameo on Saturday Night Live, as did Kansas City Chiefs' Travis Kelce. Did you see the Ring of Fire eclipse on Saturday? If not, fear not. According to NASA, a total solar eclipse is forecast on April 8th. That's when the moon will pass between the sun and Earth, blocking daylight and plunging millions of people into darkness. Some will get the full effect, meaning they're in the path of totality, which the agency says will be an arc that starts in Mexico, cuts through Texas around 12:23 p.m., before passing through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and eastern Canada. It will be the last total solar eclipse visible from mainland U.S. until 2044, and protective eyewear will be a must. Still to come, a bear with a hankering for Italian food. But first, today's KidNuz quiz. What big company turns 100 today? Walt Disney. Which 4 baseball teams are vying for a trip to the World Series? The Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, Philadelphia Phillies, and Arizona Diamondbacks. Early estimates put weekend ticket sales for Taylor Swift's Eras concert movie in what range? $94 to $97 million. According to NASA, a total eclipse is expected when? April 8th, and it will be the last one visible in the U.S. until 2044. In today's KidNuz Kicker, a video you have to see to believe. In Connecticut, a Ring camera captured a black bear calmly strolling through a homeowner's kitchen in the town of Barkhamsted before, in a very human-like way, opening the bottom drawer of the freezer as if he knew what it was and what was in it. Without hesitation, he grabbed himself some lasagna, then used the open drawer as a step stool to shimmy out a nearby window for a seamless escape. The bear appeared to be tagged, meaning it's likely being tracked by the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. According to USA Today, the agency recently warned residents to be bear aware, as these bears, like our bear friends from Fat Bear Week in Alaska, are on the hunt for food in preparation for winter hibernation. Before we go, we want to say hello to our KidNuz classrooms, including Mrs. Diorio and her creative and kind roadrunners at Forest Road in LaGrange Park, Illinois. Mom Kendall at Chirinos Academy, home of the Pugs, in Saratoga Springs, Utah. And Miss Denham and her Phoenixes at Roberts Naylor in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for listening. A reminder that our campaign to fund the future of KidNuz is underway and needs your support. Please visit our website to make a donation, and we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.